Okay, here's my little on-screen, this is a TI-84 Plus. It'd be similar if you have a TI-83. If you have other graphing calculators, I might be able to help you with it. It's a little bit hard to do over Zoom, but we can try to work it out. So they're all fairly similar. This is your regular key page where you can put in different calculations and stuff. You want to go to the y equals where it graphs up here on the top left. So y equals should be just to the bottom left of your main screen. And that's going to take you to a screen that looks something like this. And you're going to enter the equation that we were using. So I'm going to graph the ones that we were using in the video to solve by graphing. And you want it in slope intercept form. So you want y equals, and then you put, see where it says y1, y2, you want to put y equals and then the value. So the first one is going to be 2x minus 3, I think was our first one. Oops, hold on, 2x minus 3. And then our second one was, let's see, I think it was negative 2x plus 5. When you put in a negative, you have to use this down here. You can't use the minus. They are different. They are different keys on the calculator. So I'm using this. See this one that's red down here. So minus 2x plus 5. Okay. So this should be the two equations that we were using, and then to see them, you're going to hit graph. All right. So what you're looking for here is that they intersect somewhere on your screen. Okay, they need to intersect on your screen for you to be able to find it. If you need to adjust this, you can go to Zoom or Window. So if you go to Window, you can adjust that this X min and X max is what you want to adjust. So this is saying it goes from -1 to 7 on the X's, and it goes -5 to 5 on the Y's. You can also do Zoom. So if you do Zoom standard, that takes you to the standard 10 by 10 zoom out. So I can just hit 6, and that kind of takes me out to the standard screen. Okay, so before I was a little bit more zoomed in than this takes me out to the standard screen. And then if I want to adjust it specifically for something, I can go to the window. So see, now it says -10 to 10, -10 to 10. I could make this like -10 to 15 if I wanted to. Okay, so I can adjust it by hand to anything that I want. All right, but we can see the intersection point. It's right here. We can even probably estimate that it's 2, 1, but the calculator will tell us exactly what it is. So to do that, we go to the calculate menu, which is the shift above the trace menu. Okay, so it's this right here. So I'm going to do second and then hit the trace key to get the calculate menu. All right, from the calculate menu, we see all of these. We want to do intersect. So I choose option 5, or you can go down, down, down and hit enter. Now your calculator isn't terribly smart. You can have a lot of different lines on here. It needs to know which lines you want the intersection for, or which curves you want the intersection for. So what it's going to do is it's going to say first curve, second curve. And what they mean is like first equation, second equation. So you can see here it's on the blue one or the first one. And so you would say, you'd hit enter to say yes. The second curve, it should jump to the other equation that you want, and you hit enter to say yes. Then it's going to say guess. Just ignore that. You can move the X around to try to find the intersection point, but you don't need to do that. Just hit enter again. So I do enter, 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 and when it says intersection, that is when it has found the intersection. Okay, so let me run through those steps again so you can see what it looks like. So I do second trace to get the calculate menu. I want to intersect, so you can hit 5 or you can go down and hit enter. It's going to say first curve, you hit enter. Second curve, you hit enter. Guess, you hit enter. And when it says intersection is when it's actually found the intersection, which is your solution. Okay, so the nice thing about this is that it's going to be exact, whereas graphing by hand is not going to be exact. The downside of this is that it can be very difficult for very large numbers. It can be hard to even find the intersection point. So it's great to use the calculator to kind of confirm your answers or maybe to help you if you're stuck. But you don't want to rely on doing just the calculator. We're going to look at some problems where it would be very difficult to solve on the calculator. All right, so this is a good tool to use, but it's not going to be the only way that you want to try to solve these. Okay, so when you get to intersection, it's going to tell you what the intersection is, and that is your solution.